What up, what up? It's your boy, A Blue Hustles, back talking again with another video about basics of entrepreneurship. Um, Basically, being an entrepreneur is being able to take ideas, products, things that you come up with, and take them and be able to make them like a real business, be able to monetize them. Um, I feel like if you can't monetize it, then that's not really entrepreneurship. That's more of like a hobby. So I feel like as long as you can take something that you come up with and something that is a product, tangible product, and you're able to monetize that, that will be a form of entrepreneurship. Um, so I mean, really anything from making T-shirts to selling hot dogs. Anything where you can take a product idea, anything, put your spin on it, and put it out there. Um, a lot of people, they don't know where to start. So what I would say the best way to start to become an entrepreneur will be for you to maybe get some paper or take your phone out, make a note, start writing your ideas in the notebook or in a note, and just jot the idea of what the business or the product is. Um, maybe if you have an idea who would be the customer, maybe write that kind of information down. Um, and then I would say from that part, um, if you think that you have something that you may be able to sell or a service you may be able to provide, then what I would do is maybe write out like a basic business plan, or maybe just see if you could just, flip $100 to $200 of that product. That might be where you can start. So let's say you have an idea to sell T-shirts, and you got the design software, and you think your T-shirts are good enough T-shirt designs are good enough to sell. Then what you would do is you would maybe start selling them on a site like Etsy with like print on demand or something like that. There's all kind of ways where you can start minimally and be able to actually like put product in people's hands nowadays. Um, some people might want to do the same idea, but with a more hands-on approach. Maybe get like a one-color T-shirt press or a T-shirt press and get transfers and make some of the T-shirts. Um, there's different ways and different ideas. That's all part of what you're going to write down in that basic plan. Um, then after you figure out what your product or your service is going to be, then what you're going to do is you're going to want to sit down and kind of figure out what kind of customer you're going to be looking for. Do they have a lot of money? Is your product expensive? Is your T-shirt a $100 T-shirt, a $200 T-shirt, $1,000 T-shirt, a $20 T-shirt? You have to figure all that stuff out. It's best to kind of know where you're going to position it, so then when you're asking people to buy it, you kind of know what your demographics is going to look like. If you coming out with a luxury item, then you're going to probably be looking to make less sales, but then the revenue will be reflective of how many units you can move of that product. Or if you're doing, let's say you're doing a T-shirt brand for cat lovers, then there's a lot of, you're going to know that you're probably going to be looking at, maybe, I don't know, maybe women have more cats than men. Maybe you're looking at women that are in their 30s or 40s or 50s or whatnot. So you want to kind of sit down and write those ideas in your notes as well. It'll definitely give you a lot of you know insight in where to like post and market your items or your service. I would say another really important step to probably take when you're going to start a business is, are you going to try to do something that's innovative, or are you just going to copy an idea that's already out there? You know, you could sit there and rack your brain for weeks and months and years trying to come up with something, you know, or try to figure out how to make something work, like being an inventor or something like that. And it could take you 10 years to get a product to market. Or you could just say, screw that, take an idea that's already made and remix it and just put it out as your product. There's a lot of domains where you can, you know, do that, you know, like t-shirts, shoes, clothes. There's lots of different avenues that you can explore as far as like with your you know, innovating, or whether you're going to just kind of copy. You know what I'm saying? You might want to, you know, take an example. You know, I'm into the shoes a lot, so you look at like the Jordan shoes, right? The Jordan, the Nike, the Jordan ones, the Dunks. A lot of companies, they basically, their shoe is the copy of like a Dunk or a Jordan 1 or what is the Converse Chuck. You know, you got a lot of brands that just basically put out like a Converse Chuck, put their logo on the side. That's the shoe. You know, a lot of designer shoes, you know, that you buy that are $1,100, or just a copy of a of a big name brand shoe already desired design. You know, the shape of the shoe is similar. But then you look at like Yeezy, and Yeezy kind of goes against the mold, goes against the grain. They innovate. You know what I'm saying? That's just an example of, you know, innovate, or whether you want to, you know, just kind of copy. You know what I'm saying? It's like I own a restaurant as well. We'll talk about my businesses and things of that nature, and I'll give you some of the you know, game from my businesses. It's my personal expertise in business. Um, so let's take for instance like a hamburger, right? Like earlier, my wife, she made these burgers, and this is the second time she made it this specific way, and I was like begging her all week to make these burgers this specific way. And I was eating the burger, and I'm like, man, we could sell this. I could sell this. You know what I'm saying? Easy. So it's like a burger. The idea of a burger is not, you know, unique. There's burgers on every block. Now, if you come up with a certain way that you do your burgers, you know, there's different ways of doing burgers, a million ways, right? You could do a burger. You could do a custom blend of meat. You could do fat burger, a skinny burger, wide burger. You could do a million burgers, right? You just put your spin on the burger, put your logo out there, boom, show it on you know, TikTok, show it on Instagram. People gonna pull up and buy them burgers, you know. So um, after that, I feel like you definitely need to jot down, you know, your social medias, see if your handles are available for what your ideas of you know, what you're gonna call your brand, your item, or your service. Um, you definitely want to know, like, you know, okay, I need to get a Facebook, I need to get a Twitter, I need to get an Instagram, I need to get a TikTok. That's really important nowadays. So you might want to go and, you know, take maybe your top 3 to 5 ideas for your name and go search them on those social media platforms, Google them, and see, you know, if anybody's already using that name, like how popular it is. Because you might have, you know, Top Hat Burgers. They might be a Top Hat Burger in South Carolina or whatever. You could name your business Top Hat Burgers, but you might want to, if your burger joint blow up, you might want to put, you know, you might want to spell it different, or you might want to, you know, change the name, get a different idea, you know, or whatever for the name. So I would definitely kind of look around and see, you know, if anybody's using the name, maybe you could put a spin on it or whatever, or change it. After that, then you're going to look at how you're going to fund this business. You know, a lot of time I recommend people that are in my circle, they try it for the most minimum amount that you can flip, 100 to 2. Or let's say you got a high margin product and you can buy it for $1 and sell it for $10, right? Then that means that if you get 100 of them, then, you know, you're going to be selling them you're gonna be 10xing your money. You know what I'm saying? So you spend $100, you're gonna be making back $1,000. You know what I'm saying? But then you're gonna see that there's gonna be other fees and BS that's gonna, get into your profit. You know what I mean? So if you got a dollar item and you're selling it for $10, your real cost of goods and to deliver that product and everything, it might cost you $3. You know what I'm saying? Once you get it, to actually get it to that customer the way you want to, like if you're doing e-com, you're gonna probably want to have maybe custom packaging down the road that's going to increase your cost to get that product to that customer, and that in your branding and everything. You might include a sticker, your website. You got to think about all your expenses, your overhead. That's a lot of the time when I was starting a business, I would just start getting into the hustle part of it, because I just like to go. I get an idea, I like to just go. But what happens is I'll say, ooh, all right, this thing's costing me $5, and then I might set my price too low in the beginning, and I might say, okay, I can sell this for $12 and I'm gonna make $7, right? But really, I probably should charge $15, but I didn't go through all the steps to see exactly where, what was going to eat up revenue. You know what I'm saying? Because there's other things that eat up revenue. Anything, business cards. You want to tally up this stuff before you get going. You know what I'm saying? And then also you want to figure out whether do you have a credit card or some money stacked up already that you can allocate a certain amount to the business. You know what I'm saying? And prove the concept. That's the first thing I like to do, is prove a concept. Can I find a customer for this product or service? Okay, boom. Once I find that customer for that product or service, now I know where to go. I know where to angle. I know where to position it. So now it's just about ramping up the sales. Getting it in front of more people of the demographic for that product. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to sell kitchen widgets to, people who aren't in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? If homeboy eat out every day, 3 times a day, he's not finna buy no kitchen widget. So you don't want to spend no dollars trying to acquire him. You know what I mean? So yeah, you always want to try to figure out okay, how much is this going to cost me, this initial batch? You know what I'm saying? You might want to sell weave bundles. Okay, if you want to sell weave bundles, cool. How much do they cost? How much do you need to start? Figure it out. Sit down and figure out where your start looks like, and then calculate the flip. Calculate, okay, if I get 10 bundles of hair and I sell them for X amount of dollars and I get back this, once I sell all of them, I'm gonna get back this amount. Then what are you gonna do with that money? Are you gonna put it all back in? Are you gonna start taking money out? You're gonna go get your nails done, or you're gonna go, you gotta be willing to, kind of let the business ramp up a little bit. So I would recommend that any business idea, it depends on the product or the service, what it takes to get started. But I would try to start minimally as possible. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out there and just load up a credit card or wreck your savings to start the business. Go as cheap as you can. Just go cheap at first and spend the least amount of money that you can to get it going, because you don't have to have everything in the beginning. It comes. Don't judge your starting business off of someone else they've been going for 10, 5 years, 2 years, 1 year. Because 1 year in a business you can go from selling products out your trunk to having a brick and mortar or e-commerce that's doing 6 figures in a year, if you pump hard enough, if you push hard enough. So you definitely want to sit down and look at the funding and see what it's going to take. Break down how much sales are gonna, how much sales you think you can get in the first month, and set small goals and try to hit those goals, and then move on. But when it comes to funding, you definitely want to Um, take into account how much you have to start and be realistic and not, don't change your lifestyle too much in the beginning of trying to figure out when you're starting with a new entrepreneurial endeavor. Um, so another thing I would like to talk about is perseverance and because you're gonna take L's every day. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna take L's every day in business. You're gonna take L's and you're gonna start to learn that people, they don't always catch when you mess up. If you'll learn to just go right through the mess up and just keep going. Because they don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're an entrepreneur, man, it's the greatest show on the earth and people are watching and this is the first time that they seen the show. They don't know. I remember the guy who taught me that back in the day, he was one of my sales trainers. And he used to say that, like when I used to sell cars and he trained me and he would always say, hey, if you stumble over a word or you don't get something exactly right when you're showing them, when you're doing your walk around on this car, then later on just go ahead and correct yourself or go, oh, I went and looked it back up. I'm sorry about that. I misled you or whatever, because they never seen it before. So you got to give it to them. You know what I'm saying? And just keep going. You got to persevere through all the no's. You got to persevere through all the haters. And some of your haters gonna be your like close in your circle too, and they're gonna say, you're trying to resell shoes, or you trying to come out with a clothing line, or you trying to sell wigs. You did it, and they're gonna shoot it down. So like realistically, in the beginning, I wouldn't even really talk too much to people in your closest your circle. You know what I'm saying? Those people most of the time they're not even gonna be real customers anyway. So like a lot of your customers are gonna be strangers. Get used to it. When you're in business, you are you're asking people to give you their hard-earned dollar, right? So you got to earn that dollar. So you might have to do something that you don't really want to do every day. Like you're gonna get tired of some people's requests. Like one thing in the restaurant business is people always in the special notes, they always asking for extra stuff, extra sauce. Like I went ballistic in the kitchen the other day because I was working in there and somebody's asking for extra sauces, and I'm like, no, like we can't just, they're not giving us no extra sauce. My plug ain't giving me extra sauce. So, I'm like, no, I'm not giving no sauce. But I still went ahead and gave them, well, they asked for 2 sauces, but I gave them 1 sauce. Because you can't just be out here giving sauces away. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they go to like Taco Bell, they be like, give me all the sauce. Like, bruh, them sauces, everything costs. When you start a business, you gonna learn. Every one of them, I don't care if that sauce pack costs 3 cents, man. 3 cents can wreck you. 3 cents. In business, 3 cents. 3 cents. Even 3, I'm counting to the 3 cent. You know what I'm saying? So perseverance, keep going, always keep going. Once you set your mind on something, set you some small, consistent little goals and keep pushing. Perseverance through them goals, man. You'll get there. Next thing we're going to talk about is passion. A lot of people, they say, if you start a business that you're passionate about, then you'll never work a day in your life. But sometimes your passion ain't what's gonna get big dollars. If you want big dollars, you might have to do something that you don't love every day. You might not love every aspect of it, but you'll find pieces of it that you enjoy more than others. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my businesses, I sell vintage clothing online. It's a pain in the ass when I post the measurements and people message me for measurements, and the measurements are in the post. But you know what I do? I be polite. I say, hey, take a look in the description. The measurements are there. If there's a measurement we missed, or that you would like an additional measurement of something that we didn't list, please message me back, and I'd love to get that for you. Because you got to remember, you are asking people to spend dollars with you is not as easy as everybody tries to tell you that it is. A lot of people, they'll set up a Shopify store, shut up an eBay store, and sell nothing because they want to be, they don't want to serve people. Um, you know, but that's where, if you are able to find a service or product that you're passionate about and monetize that, that's where it will help you to persevere and go the long run. You know what I'm saying? Go for the long haul, because sometimes when you start and you doing something and you absolutely hate it, you like, if you don't like books, you better not sell books on like Amazon or you're not gonna open a bookstore. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like sneakers, then you're not gonna open up a sneaker shop or deal with sneakers, because you might not love it. But then again, if you like the money or something, you might be able to go ahead and do it anyway. So I would try to find something that you're slightly passionate about or has aspects that you are passionate about. Like if you like computers, then you might want to do something that involves a computer in some way. It doesn't have to be selling computers or building computers or anything, but maybe maybe the bulk of your work that you have to do for the business is done on a computer. So yeah, you definitely want to find something that you're passionate about, or that you can learn to be passionate about, but it's not necessary. You can ball out and get a lot of money in something that you don't care about. I know guys that don't care about nothing about sneakers. I know guys that don't care nothing about food. They don't care. They just want to see the sales. It doesn't matter. They don't care about. They said, I know guys that do real estate. They don't care about countertops or siding or stucco or no. They don't care about none of that. They just want to see the money. They want to know what the gross was. How much did we make? You know what I'm saying? So you have to figure out if it's a passion thing or if it's a money thing. And you know what I'm saying? If it's a passion thing and it's a money thing, then you're gonna have to figure out the deciding factor for some of your decisions, because sometimes when it's a passion thing, it can lead you to kind of take things in the wrong direction and not know when to stop and say, okay, this is a hobby. Okay, because sometimes you think it's a business, but it can be just a hobby. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you can turn a hobby into a business. So you just have to kind of figure out like how to do it and like how much be realistic with like the kind of paper that it's going to bring in, because like restaurants bring in a lot of money, but they don't bring in a lot of profit. You see what I'm saying? So there's a big gap in there. A lot of people think, oh, if I open up one little restaurant, then I'm gonna be, grooving out. It don't work like that. That's why you see Chick-fil-A booming out Chick-fil-A's, copy and pasting Chick-fil-A's everywhere. You see that hot new food chain or whatever. Like right now, like when I used to go to LA all the time, I would go the first place I would go when I hit LAX is go hit, Teddy's Red Tacos and sorry about that. My storage died on here, man. You know what I'm saying? Bear with me, y'all. I'm just starting to cook, so you know what I'm saying? Stick with me. I'm gonna figure out how to do this real good and give y'all a bunch of game that y'all can come up with. But I believe I was talking about passion. So yeah, like I was basically what I was saying is like, try to find something that you can be passionate about in certain ways. It doesn't have to all be about passion. You should definitely have pieces that are passionate of the business that you are passionate about. And, if not, so what? You're going to make a ton of money anyway, right? And that's what it's all about. So another thing I want to let you guys know is entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. You will be tested. You will have days where you don't want to get up and do this. You will have days where you get tired of these customers sometimes. You're gonna always have an annoying customer. You're always gonna have an annoying. I don't know. My vendors are good. Like my food rep, he's real dope. We have a cool relationship. So, but like you might get you never know, man. He might leave and then you get another guy. You might not like him as much, right? Y'all might not vibe like that, but you still got to figure out a way how to work with him, get the prices that you have to get. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes in business, usually me when I'm out, and I'll do another video on this. I tend to do business with people that I like. So if I get in a room with 10 people and that dude over there is just kind of chilling to the side, quiet, that's not how I am. So me and him probably aren't gonna vibe. We're probably not gonna do no business. You know what I'm saying? But then again, if he's about his business, he might be the quiet dude. If he comes in, and the numbers is right, we might have to get down. You feel me? But yeah, entrepreneurship, man, you will be tested. Like when I started in the restaurant business, in the restaurant business, when I first started, the place where I started my first restaurant, it's rough. It's real rough. It's a lot of homeless people live close by. You know, people doing all kind of stuff around there, burning fires. If you look at my shorts, I did a short about somebody because they was using the bathroom in too close a proximity of my space, and I wasn't having it. And uh, yeah, you get people, they want to stand by your door, ask your customers for change, ask people for money. Um, then sometimes you're like, just dealing with other businesses, B2B, dealing with like I had, oh man, some of these companies, like their employees will piss you off. You know what I'm saying? And you got to deal with these folks. You know what I mean? Like I had an issue about 2 months ago with my trash service. We was beefing, going back and forth with them, this and that. I was going to switch. They was pissing me off. Finally, somebody hit me up and they got it right. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you have to do in business, because 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna be the only thing. You ain't gonna be the only business in that field. You ain't gonna be the only trash service. You ain't gonna be the only junk service, moving company, detailing company, carpet cleaning, plumbing, whatever. You ain't gonna be the only one. There's gonna be a whole list of them, man. You can Google them, and they're you know what I mean? So you got to stand out. So that's why I say entrepreneurship's not for the faint of heart, because if you get down on yourself real easy, you get depressed, you know you get out of sorts, and you can't function and just keep pushing through the junk. You might want to just try to like maybe be the best person at your job for a little while, so you can kind of build up your strength, what I mean, as a hustler. Because when you're dealing with a business, my restaurant, I deal with at least 20 other businesses and people. You see what I'm saying? So that's not even employees. That's not even if your fridge break and you got this random dude coming in and you don't know, you ain't never used him before, but the restaurant guy, the guy that that owns the wing place, recommend you this guy, but you don't know, but you got to try to work with him and get your stuff right. All that stuff basically is stuff that makes you want to quit. Now, if you want to get the bag, then you can't quit. You have to keep going. So you have to come up with ways to where you can, persevere through it. You know what I mean? You'll be able to do it. You'll find your ways. I know I have. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more. I'm gonna be dropping some more videos. Like I said, this is more of like an overview of entrepreneurship. From now on out, probably going to do more videos like on specific topics. They'll probably be aimed at, restaurant service businesses, sales businesses, coming up with products, just all kind of business tactics, marketing, some do's and don'ts videos, we'll probably do some deep dives into some other businesses. I'll give some opinions on certain things and what I think they could probably do a little better, what I would change, stuff like that. But yeah, if you like the video, like, subscribe. Peace.